Good morning, everyone. My name is MightyStream. I'm going to do our March the 5th just for today in a meditation. Let's go ahead and get into that. There's a storm brewing, so I want to make sure we get this meditation in together, okay? Really quickly. March 5th, from rude awakening to spiritual awakening. When a need arises for us to admit our powerlessness, we may first look for ways to exert power against it. After exhausting these ways, we begin sharing with others and find hope. That comes from our basic text, page 82. We've sometimes heard it said in our meetings that rude awakenings lead to spiritual awakenings. What kind of rude awakening do we have in recovery? Such an awakening might occur when some undesirable bit of our behavior that we thought safely hidden away is suddenly revealed for all the world to see. Or our sponsor might provoke such an awakening by informing us that, just like everyone else, we have to work the steps if we expect to stay clean and recover. Most of us hate to have our covers pulled. We don't like being laid naked in full view. The experience delivers a strong dose of humility. Our first reaction to such a disclosure is usually shock and anger, yet we recognize the truth when we hear it. What we are having, is a rude awakening. Such awakenings often disclose barriers that block us from making spiritual progress in our recovery. Once those barriers are exposed, we can work the steps to begin removing them from our lives. We can begin experiencing the healing and serenity, which are the preludes to a renewed awakening of the spirit. Just for today, I will recognize the rude awakenings I have as opportunities to grow toward spiritual awakening. Let's take a moment of silence, followed by the we version of the serenity prayer. Moment of silence now, please. Thank you. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today, please, and thank you. Powerful meditation, isn't it? Talking about going from a rude awakening to a spiritual awakening and trying to define for us, if you will, the definition of rude awakening. What do you consider a rude awakening to be? I can tell you that for me personally, I would consider exactly what this meditation says to be a rude awakening. Someone fronting you in front of a whole bunch of people about your behavior. And of course, you have a comeback in the moment, because that's our innate manner, is to respond when we feel attacked. But I know, and you know, we know, right, when that person is speaking the truth or not. And that would be a rude awakening. They're highlighting something about us for the whole world to see. And there's no hiding from it. We gotta be careful though. I mean, those type of awakenings can be helpful if they are the jarring experience that causes someone to look further into their personality and further into their behavioral errors, right? But that doesn't always happen. That does not always happen, but it's great if it does. I just think, generally speaking, people are very proud. I was talking to someone today, and they were telling me that they match people's energy. So if a person is being kind to them, they're kind. If they're being mean, they try to be more mean than they're being. And I thought to myself, that's pretty typical. I mean, you're not really saying a whole lot there. That's pretty typical. That's basic human instinct. And so sometimes what happens is that whoever's doing the correcting or the embarrassing, usually as adults, we more or less call it shaming. You know, if you go around shaming people, at some point in time, someone is going to bite back. And a lot of times what happens is that the thing that we least expect to be brought up in public view is now brought up in front of everyone. And that goes to the saying of treat others the way that you would want to be treated. I'm not condoning it, don't get me wrong. I do think there's benefit from rude awakenings, but you really have to have the right mindset. If you're the person dishing it out, that's always a cold piece. That one is always going to be difficult. But if you're the person receiving it, it gives us an opportunity to show how much we've grown and to allow it to push us into the spiritual awakening that we crave, that we desire, that we pursue after. Because that is, you know, the 12th step talks about that. So when we get there, we're in the midst of having that spiritual awakening. My name is Mighty Stream. I want to close for now because we do have a thunderstorm taking place and I want to be safe. I hope that you will have a beautiful day today on purpose. Talk to you soon.